What the heck is up, you guys? It's your boy Ace, aka Animated Heroes, here back with another action figure review. Today we're going to be taking a look at none other than the SH Figuarts Jujutsu Kaisen greatness, the GOAT himself, hidden inventory arc, Satoru freaking Gojo. And you guys already know, this is my favorite anime character of all time, so there's going to be a lot of bias in this review. Anyway, let's go ahead and get right into it, starting off with the sexy packaging. Now, being honest here, the packaging is kind of weak just because I don't really like the color combination white and blue. I actually prefer the black and blue, like the box we got right here with Yuta. Now, speaking of the box we got with Yuta, as you guys can see, this one is pretty much the same size as the one we got with Akotsu here. It's not the slim, slender packaging that we got with Yuji. But anyway, as you guys can see, we got the window where we can see the figure. Images all along the side right here are actually just two images, one right here up top, one at the bottom right here, a couple on the side just showing different parts of the figure, and then of course on the back we got some poses we can get the figure into, as well as a bunch of stuff I can't read because I imported this. Now anyway, let's go ahead and bust this figure out of the packaging because we're here to talk about the figure and not the box. Now, straight out of the packaging, here we have the man himself, the GOAT, the sixth eyes user from the hidden inventory arc, Satoru freaking Gojo. And in case you guys don't know, a little bit of insight about this version of Gojo. This is basically him from the hidden inventory arc, which is a short 6th episode run, kind of giving a little bit of backstory on him, Suguru, Geto, some of the other Jujutsu sorcerers in their teenage years, as well as the introduction of Toji Fushiguro. This is kind of how we find out how Gojo became the absolute strongest. No spoilers outside of that, but it is a very enjoyable arc to watch. It was only 6 episodes, and the manga, I believe, was a couple of chapters. Very, very, very fun read or watch, whatever you decide to do. For the people who don't know what this costume is from, now season 2 is currently over. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. It's just such a beautiful masterpiece. The Shibuya arc, hidden inventory arc, whatever you're watching, it's all there for your enjoyment. Now back to this figure itself, there's not a whole lot difference between this version of Gojo and the older version. Now, I don't mean that it's the same sculpt, because it's absolutely not. It's a completely new outfit, but basically it's still Gojo, just wearing his Jujutsu sorcerer outfit. There are some differences between this costume and the one that he wears currently. As you can see, he doesn't have on the blindfold. He's also got the more spikier hair, which I really enjoy this look. It just kind of highlights that Gojo's a wild, unkempt type of character who isn't controlled by anyone, even Jujutsu Kaisen Academy, despite them thinking that they've got him on lock. Now, anyway, let's go ahead and take a closer look at this guy so we can examine some of the details. Now, taking a closer look, the first thing you probably notice about this figure is the same thing that you notice in the anime. It's the wild, spiky hair before Gojo actually decides to style it. And it being wild like this, it makes sense. Gojo is just the type of character at the time who nobody can mess with him. No one can tell him anything. He probably just wakes up after he gets out of bed. He just brushes his teeth and goes on about his day. He doesn't care about his hair. Who's going to tell him to brush it? Anyway, the eyes, I love how much detail they put in these 6 eyes on this version in comparison to the very first release we got, or even the JJK Zero. Like, these actually pop so much more than the other two. We've got the signature smile on the face that looks good. And then, of course, we do have just the sorcerer outfit, which this kind of resembles Megami's the most. And I have him right here to kind of show you guys. The only difference is that it is more of a blue. Megami almost looks purple-ish next to Gojo. I don't know how well my camera is picking that up. On camera, it probably looks black. Unless you got the figure, then you know. But when you have these side by side, they are definitely different colors. The only difference between the outfits are just basically that Megami has more of a collar up here. Gojo doesn't really have that collar with the button, but he does still have the one that comes across his chest. And then at the ankles, the pants are a little bit longer, and then they just kind of hang right over his shoes. But that's about it. Everything else is pretty much the exact same. You got a couple of sculpted wrinkles in the outfit. No real shading or anything, which sucks. I feel like this would have been the perfect time for them to add it. But yeah, Tamashii Nations decided to skip out on that as usual. Anyway, I do want to show him off next to the first release Gojo as well. Once again, the outfit looks a bit more purple rather than blue. And if you look at these two side by side, this just kind of showcases that they are still improving on the Jujutsu Kaisen line, man. This Gojo's head is a little bit bigger. I do wish they would have scaled this one up a tad bit more, but they did do much better on the JJK Zero Gojo, which it's just a much better looking figure. Now, the outfit's the exact same, but the head sculpt itself is completely different. But yeah, looking at these side by side, you guys already know I love both of them, but I'm truly enjoying the colors more of the outfit on the new one rather than the old. Now, anyway, let's go ahead and put him back and see how tall he stands. Now, when it comes to the height on this guy, in case you guys didn't know, Gojo is a pretty tall character, and I feel like that's something Tamashii Nations captured very well in figure form, because to the top of his head, as you guys can see, he's right at about 6 inches, 6.5 to the top of the tallest spike in his hair, which is perfect. He's going to stand right over characters like Yuji, Megami, and Nobara, which of course I will show a little bit later once we get to the size comparisons. Moving on to the articulation, he looks up only about that much before the hair touches the back of the neck. He looks down about that much. The chin is going to touch the collar. He does get really good tilt and turn, so you can get Gojo to be very, very expressive. The arms go up and out about that much, which is a very good amount. T-poses are not going to be a problem. He does have a built-in swivel right here at the bicep, but it's actually at the shoulder, but it is technically considered a bicep swivel. You guys see the butterfly joints, they do come out, and you just kind of have to wiggle them around to get him in those punching forward poses or grabbing poses, hollow purple, whatever it is you want him to do, red, you name it. He does have double jointed elbows that work very, very well. That bend is amazing. The hands are on a ball peg. Only hindrance you're going to get is at the cuff of the wrist, just because of the sleeve. Now, the diaphragm joint, I think, is probably where they improve the most. It's still not the best, but it works so much better than the other characters like Megami, who his range is just so limited. And I just realized that recently, actually. But yeah, you can get all kinds of wiggle and movement around in there, but just be wary that this piece right here is a very soft plastic. So every time you move this around, you are going to have to kind of tuck it back in. And then also be careful with rubbing this plastic up against this upper half right here, because it can scratch. Thankfully, I got 2 of these. He does also turn at the waist, as you guys can see. And then if you bend him all the way forward, look at that crunch. Not bad at all. He goes back even further. So that honored one pose is not going to be a problem for when he reached enlightenment. Super happy about that. He kicks forward all the way. You can get Gojo kicking the crap out of somebody if you want. He kicks back about that much. He does the splits just fine. He does have a thigh swivel, double jointed knees that work very well. And then whenever you use those in conjunction with the other joints, you can really get this guy posed up. Now, anyway, foot goes down about that much, up about that much, really good ankle rocker, and then he does have toe hinge. So if you're wondering if you can get this Gojo posed up, you definitely can, man. This one is going to pose so much better than the original release, and that makes me happy because it just goes to show that they really are improving on this line. So I'm hoping that we get more figures soon because, man, look at that. A fully squatted down but ready to go and throw hands Gojo. I absolutely love it. Now, when it comes to accessories, you do get quite a few of them. Some of them differ, some of them are the same. There are some I wish were done a little bit better, but I'll get to those in just a second. First off, he comes with a neutral head sculpt and a pair of fist hands right out of the packaging. He comes with a pair of kind of like reaching stylish pose type hands. He comes with another pair of reaching stylish pose hands where some of the fingers are a bit inward. He comes with a pair of hands for when he has them in his pockets. And as you can see, the thumb is kind of protruding outward. And so you just place that over where the pockets would be. He comes with a set of hands that are actually different, one with some of the fingers pointing outward, and then the other, they're kind of curved inward. This is a pose he actually takes. He comes with one hand for when he's getting ready to use red ultimately, but it does fail. He comes with one peace sign hand, and these are actually all right hands that I'm talking about now. And then he comes with a right hand for holding his little flip phone as well. As you can see, there's a little bit of detail in there. The screen is black, nothing going on really. Now he comes with 4 extra faceplates as well as the one that he has on. He comes with this kind of laughing face right here. He comes with another laughing face. Both of them have the eyes closed, but I do want to show them side by side so you can see the differences. The eyes are more comical on this one right here on the left, and then this is just kind of a neutral expression here. Then he does come with his Pharaoh Gojo face, and then he comes with his other Pharaoh Gojo face. This is when he reached enlightenment, and then this right here is when he actually used red for the first time. All of these are amazing, and then he does come with his signature glasses. Now I do have an issue with these right here because I did have the SH Figuarts Android 21. I wish that SH Figuarts would have did what Figma did with their version and actually attach the glasses to the hairpiece, a separate hairpiece. Therefore, you could just put them on his faceplates that way rather than running the risk of breaking these, losing these, whatever. So yeah, I do wish they had did that. Now, in terms of other things I wish he came with, I do wish, for one, he came with his comedic expression for when he first met Megami. And then I also wish that he would have came with his fully like Pharaoh Gojo expression for when he was getting ready to put the beats back on Toji in that revenge match. Now, granted, that accessory could come with an SH Figuarts Toji. So Toji. Yeah, it is Toji. Now, Tamashii Nations, if you're watching, that would be a great accessory to throw in. I'm just saying. Getting into some size comparisons, here he is standing next to all of my import Gojos so far. We have the SH Figuarts first release Satoru Gojo, the SH Figuarts JJK 0 Satoru Gojo, and of course, the Figma Satoru Gojo as well. Now, next up, here he is posed alongside of his squad. We have him standing next to the SH Figuarts Yuji Itadori, the SH Figuarts Megami Fushiguro, and of course, the SH Figuarts Nobara Kugisaki. Despite all of them pretty much being in Pampers or toddlers at the time that this Gojo was in occurrence, they still look really good together. Here he is standing next to some more SH Figuarts. We have him standing next to the SH Figuarts Aitoro, the SH Figuarts Suguru Geto, his besto friendo, and of course the SH Figuarts Yuta Okotsu, both Suguru and Okotsu coming from JJK 0. Now for the last of the JJK comparisons, here he is standing next to the Figma Yuji Itadori, the Figma Megami Fushiguro, and of course the Figma Kinto Nanami. Now as you guys can see, all of these seem to scale together so well, meaning that it won't be a problem to mix and match lines at all. Lastly, for some random extras, here he is standing next to the SH Figuarts Revived Naruto line Kakashi, the Marvel Legends Final Swing Suit Spider-Man, which I plan on reviewing the SH Figuarts version pretty soon. And then, of course, we have him standing next to the Jakks Pacific Sonic Silver. Now, realistically speaking, this is arguably Tamashii Nation's best Gojo figure if design choice or preference is not a deciding factor. And what I mean by that is, if you're okay with just having a Gojo figure that has to be SH Figuarts, this is going to be the best one because at the end of the day, in my opinion, it looks better than the other 2 previous Gojo figures we've gotten. He still comes with plenty of accessories, and out of all 3, he does have the best articulation, and that plays a big factor in terms of enjoyability. Now, if I was to pick my favorite out of all my Gojo figures, I still gotta ride with the Figma, man. Still gotta ride with the Figma because that figure is just absolutely tough. But this one right here, for me, comes in a very, very, very easy second place. And I mean, it's not even close. This one is just way better than the previous releases. And part of that also has to do with the fact that we actually get several different expressions and faceplates where we can see the sixth eyes. And I like Gojo when the blindfold is off, because that means it's like Goku going Super Saiyan, or Tanjiro activating his I don't know, one of his flame breathing techniques. It's that. It's Naruto Kurama Link mode. This is what I love about Gojo, man. I love seeing the six eyes. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the blindfold, but the six eyes is just goated. And then the fact that they made it to where you can put the glasses on top of that really just adds to the fun factor that is this figure. And just like all the rest of the JJK releases, he is a regular release. This isn't a premium Bandai. This isn't a Japanese exclusive or anything like that. So he's readily available. And I definitely think this is one worth adding to your collection. And I'm going to say the same thing when Suguru releases, man. This line just, it has me, man. You guys already know I love JJK. It's my favorite thing in the world right now. And I mean that wholeheartedly. I love these characters. I love this series. I love Gege Akutami, even though he breaks my heart every freaking week right now, but we're not going to talk about that. So yeah, man, it's just this right here. Anytime it's a JJK review, it's going to be fun, and I absolutely love it. But anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this review. If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, as that always helps me out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure to hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload new content. And last but not least, follow me on everything you see listed in the description below to keep up with my activity outside of YouTube. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe wherever you are, and bye.